Alex, congratulations. You have made the round of 16 in 8 of the last 9 majors. And the only players who can say that are Carlos, Jannik, Novak, and with a win tonight, Zverev. I know you said you like to say you just want to put your head down and let the tennis do the talking, but that stat does a lot of talking. What are you most proud of when hearing a stat like that?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is my loss at French Open. That one still haunts me. But no, obviously it's it's the results doing the talking, right? And it's a great stat to have. It shows my consistency, myself. What I pride myself in is showing up every single day, and I can have some good days or bad days on the tennis court, but ultimately I'm still going to go out there and compete and fight till the very last point. And yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with that stat. Now it's about taking it to the next level, right? And breaking some new barriers. That's the goal.
Right. Matt?
Hey, Alex. I'm assuming hard court, so you put that at the top of your services rather than grass?
Well, I genuinely think that if there were more tournaments on grass, I would probably have some better stats on grass than on hard court. But the sheer fact that we play almost on hard court all year round, I think ends up making me a more dangerous player on the hard courts. But both of these surfaces I enjoy very much so, and recently I've played some pretty good ball on the clay as well.
Just following up on that, can you compare both the experience on the court and off the court between this tournament and Australia? I know it's night and day off the court, I would imagine, but I'm sure.
Yeah. Look, it's there are some similarities, of course. I think it's they're both quite quick surfaces. The ball travels through the air quite quickly, maybe even a little bit quicker here at the US Open. You get some great crowd support, some very loud vocal crowd support, which is quite similar both in Oz and here. The difference is, I mean, at the Australian Open, I'm just around the corner, right? I don't have an hour commute coming in every day, which is a lot nicer. But look, this tournament has been quite special in my career. It's given me a lot of good memories and great results, and yeah, I just feel comfortable here in New York. So, hopefully I'll get some more good results here.
Go, Brett, and then
Alex, I know you were full of praise for Daniel out there, and just once again shows how small the margins are, and he'd come off that really tough match. When did you feel like you were sort of turning the screws after losing that first set? Because you just wore him down.
Going into that match, look, I know he spent 10 hours on court, right? He can't hide away from that. And the fact that he's such a good competitor, he came out ready for a battle, right? And that first set kind of slipped away from me, but in the back of my mind, I knew that if I could make this physical, then I was probably going to be in a better shape, a little bit fresher than he was. But yeah, even though saying that, it was complicated because he's playing with such amazing confidence. He's had some great wins. His match against Tsitsipas was an absolute epic, and I think over the years he's changed his style of play, and he's become a more aggressive player, and at the same time he becomes a lot more dangerous this way. So first set slipped away, but I did well to kind of lock in. Start of the second, saving some crucial break points, and then managed to kind of swing the momentum my way, and then things started to feel a little bit better.
Great.
Alex, considering what you just said about this tournament has been a special event for you in your career, I'm sure you don't make mention of this in public, but do you feel a little bit slighted this year by the tournament in that you and Katie asked for this, for the mixed doubles time and again, it fell on deaf ears. And as the 8th seed and a quarterfinalist over here, they have not put you on one of the big 3 courts as yet.
Yeah, look, it is a little bit of a head scratcher for me. Not gonna lie, I felt, I've got nothing against court 17. I played some good matches on that court, but I kind of felt like maybe I could have played on a bigger court. But hey, the way I kind of look at these things when things kind of don't play out the way I want them is just I've got to win more matches, right? If I win enough matches, I'm sure I'll play on bigger courts. So it goes back down to the same kind of mentality. Is there's no point really complaining about it. My best action forward is putting my head down, going out there competing, winning matches, and yeah, if I keep on winning matches, I'm sure I'll play on bigger courts.
Just on the match today, what did Altmaier say to you when you were at the net?
He just said, look, it's not doing me any favor, it's not doing you any favor, and I really respected that, and I told him at the net that I've got a lot of respect for him. He's an absolute warrior. He went on until his body literally gave up on him. So I wished him a quick recovery, and he's a dangerous player, which I'm sure in the end of the year he's going to have some really good results.
Alex, what do you make of your next opponent, Reedy?
What I make is that he's going to be dangerous. I mean, any player that has a winning match streak, and he's come through qualies, and especially the type of player that he is, which is he's a big hitter. He's going to be dangerous, right? He's going to try to hit the cover off the ball, and my job is ultimately going to make his life as difficult as it can, right? And see how that goes. But no player in this stage is there by sheer luck. He's earned his right there, and I'm ready for a complicated match. I think he'll come out swinging.
Matt, and then
Just picking up on what Craig said, any advantage to being kind of under the radar and going about your business? And I mean, 17's a great court. It's obviously not as big as the other ones, but is there any sense of that? You're just sort of chugging along into the 4th round. And
I feel like I've been under the radar my whole career, so it's nothing. It's nothing new.
I've been to Australia. You're not under the radar.
Yeah. Look, the way I just go about my things is just let the tennis do the talking, right? And I take a lot of pride in that, and hopefully I can be here in New York for much longer. But for me, this was the first job done. Now onto the second week, which I'm quite excited for.
yeah,
I think it was either last year or 2 years ago where you had the pelvic midsection injury that turned out to be a very rare injury. I know there were doubts then. When you look back at a couple of years ago, knowing that speed is, so instrumental into your game, was there ever a point when you look back and you go, wow, like I really avoided something that was so serious and so rare of an injury?
I mean, yeah, not a lot of people know how close I was to going under the knife and basically giving up on the season, right? Because I got a lot of different opinions. It wasn't getting any better. The way I felt last year playing this tournament, I put it down to one of my best achievements in my whole career, being able to come out here and make the quarterfinals with how I was feeling. But more than anything, ever since Wimbledon last year, it just, what I had to deal with every time I walked on court, it was tough. Going out there, feeling like, you know, you want to, but you can't, and you just don't know when, you know, that the light at the end of the tunnel is going to come. It wasn't too pleasing, and you know, I pushed really hard. I managed to make Turin, which was an incredible feeling. But going out there and not being able to compete the way I wanted to as well was tough, and I'm glad that that's in the past. But it gave me so much confidence knowing that I could still put in certain performances without feeling at my very best, and that's probably the moment when I really realized that I was, you know, a top 10 player, and I felt like a top 10 player, that I could come out and just show my level. My level was good enough to have those results.
Good. Last. Yeah.
When did that light? When do you think that light?
I think at the start of this year, after pre-season, it finally felt good again. And yeah, it was a long time, and I just needed a little bit of time off, a little bit of time working on it, and I can say I came out to Australia, and playing the United Cup was the first time I felt really good in a very long time.
Good, guys. All right. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.